When it comes to training your triceps, there are so many exercises and it can be overwhelming trying to figure out which ones you should incorporate into your training program. Make sure you stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to give 3 tricep exercises you need to be doing for well-sculpted arms. And I'm not saying to only do these 3 exercises because you should 100% be incorporating other compound and isolation exercises. However, these 3 should be a staple in your program and you can't afford to skip them. Welcome back to another video. I'm Brendan Martinez. I'm currently getting my doctorate in physical therapy. And the exercises that we're going to be going over in today's video are, in my opinion, the 3 best tricep exercises. And once again, I'm not saying that you should only be doing these 3, but if your day only allows for a little bit of exercise, then these are the ones you should be doing. Now, before we jump into what these 3 exercises are, let's do a quick anatomy review. Your triceps are made up of 3 heads. You have a medial or inside, you have a lateral or outside, and then you have the long head. The long head of the tricep is the largest, and it makes up about 2/3 of the entire tricep, and it also crosses the shoulder joint, so it assists with shoulder extension. This is important to know because implementing some shoulder extension into our tricep exercises will recruit the long head even more. Now that we did a brief review of anatomy of the triceps, let's jump into the exercises. For exercise number 1, we have skull crushers. Skull crushers have a lot of buzz in the fitness industry. A lot of people say that it causes elbow pain and also shoulder pain, and this may be true if number 1, you're not performing the exercise properly, you don't have good form, or number 2, you don't have full range of motion. So these are 2 things to keep in mind. And because of those reasons, we're going to be going over how to properly perform this exercise to avoid elbow pain and shoulder pain. So the first mistake I want you to avoid is allowing your elbows to flare out during the exercise. This will take the tension off of the triceps and put a lot more stress onto the shoulders, especially the anterior capsule. This will take a lot of the stress off of the triceps and move it more to the shoulders and more specifically the anterior capsule. So if you continue to do this exercise improperly, it can lead to shoulder issues down the line. The second common mistake I see a lot of people do is that you have your upper arm perpendicular with the bench. Inherently, there isn't anything wrong with this position. However, we're able to optimize it by putting our arms on a slight angle. In doing this, it's going to put constant tension on our triceps, further leading to more time under tension, which, as I've covered in previous videos, that will lead to more muscle hypertrophy and muscle growth. In terms of what part of the triceps we're working with this exercise, it's going to be working all of the heads. However, more specifically, it's going to be really hammering and focusing on the medial head. Now that we've gone over exercise number 1, let's jump into exercise number 2, which are dips. This should be of no surprise to anyone that dips are on the list, and these are honestly my favorite tricep exercise. Dips allow you to heavily overload your triceps, which will lead to more motor unit recruitment and ultimately more muscle growth. If you think of just about any other tricep exercise, there really isn't any other ones that are going to put as much load through your triceps. Similar to skull crushers, we want to make sure that our elbows stay tucked throughout the exercise. Dips can also be done for your chest, as I'm sure most of you are well aware. So keeping your elbows tucked is going to put most of the focus and tension through the triceps. Similar to the first exercise, dips are also going to be working all 3 heads of the triceps, primarily working the long and lateral heads, but also the medial head at the top of the exercise. Now that we've finished going over exercise number 1 and 2, let's jump into the last exercise rounding off the list, and that is cable overhead tricep extensions. This isn't only an amazing isolation exercise that's going to help with muscle growth. However, it's also going to help with stability of the elbow joint itself. This exercise also puts very little stress on the wrist joint itself. So if you have wrist issues or wrist instability, that's something to keep in mind. And it's also going to promote good posture. Because we're doing this overhead, it's going to put us into thoracic extension, further leading to better posture down the line. Another benefit of this exercise, and this is something that I've covered in other videos, but doing this on a cable column is going to allow equal resistance and load throughout the entire range of motion. Obviously, this is going to work the muscles more, further leading to more muscle growth and muscle hypertrophy. When performing this exercise, make sure you set the cable column to the highest setting, and what I'm about to say may sound like I'm a broken record because kind of am when it comes to triceps, but make sure we keep our elbows tucked in. Once again, we want to make sure that we keep our shoulders safe, but put most of the load onto our triceps. And this exercise is going to hammer your triceps, and I promise you're going to feel the difference right away if you keep your elbows in versus allowing them to flare out. Cable overhead tricep extensions are going to primarily work the long head of your triceps, and like I mentioned earlier in the video, the long head is going to make up the majority of the arm. It's going to make up 2/3 of your triceps, so arguably it's the most important to work if you want well-developed, sculpted arms. Incorporating all three of these exercises into your training program and regimen is going to help you get those well-sculpted arms you've been chasing after. Drop a comment down below if you have any changes you would make to this list and why. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. And also be sure to hit push notifications to make sure you never miss an upload. I'll see you in the next one.